You might be wondering to yourself, what is Linux? How does it relate to cybersecurity? And Linux is a big deal. Linux runs over 90% of the world's servers. Like, let that sink in. 90% of the world's servers are ran on Linux. Linux is a open source kernel technically, but there's different flavors that you can use for different types of tasks, and it is free to use for everybody. That's why it's widely used and accepted across the board. And a lot of times in the government side of the house, there's different infrastructures and flavors of Linux that they've built with that in mind, specifically to their needs. So yeah, it's a tool that you need to learn if you want to get into cybersecurity. Really quick, before we hop into everything, we're just going to look at a couple notes that I have written, and then we'll kind of get into the lab portion of this video. So when talking about Linux, we kind of have these different distros. 9 times out of 10, a lot of people use either Kali or Parrot. On the industry enterprise side, you're going to be using Red Hat. Okay, so I think people get overzealous when they get into cybersecurity because they're like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and use Kali, which is not necessarily wrong, but Kali is a offensive OS. Okay, you don't really use Kali as your everyday driver. You load it up when you need to attack something. So here's the biggest thing that I want to avert our attention to. The distro matters less than how you use it. Okay, I'm going to say that one more time. The distro matters less than how you use it. What actually matters, the fundamentals. Can you configure an SSH? Do you know how to set up your firewall with a block and allow list? Can you read logs? Do you know how to navigate the file system via the terminal? So learning the basics of Linux is really the fundamental thing that we're trying to do here, and especially as we're trying to position ourselves to get jobs in the cybersecurity cloud tech space. Okay, so I think this lab that we're about to do is going to help out a lot of people, and I'm just going to show the prerequisites of what you're going to need before we get into the lab, and then we'll get into it.